Ooh. Ooh. Well, aloha there, and seems like everything is good so far. Now, let's see what type of food they have in Gujarat in the country of India. Because this pretty much is not just the food that you could only find in Gujarat, because I actually watched a video that showed how it's made, and seeing how it's made, you can do it in any other place. I mean, that was the case with one restaurant I go to where they serve these, and they serve these right where they made it. It's not like they pretty much had it like in a plastic wrapper and have a bunch of stuff that's just shredded around there. Now, gulab jamun, also spelled gulab jamun, that rose water berry or roseberry, is a sweet confectionery or dessert. So confectionery, never heard of that term before. Originating in the Indian subcontinent, the type of mintha popular in India, Pakistan, Nepal, and the Maldives, where it is known as gulab ki janu, and Bangladesh, as well as Myanmar. So they're pretty, they're more than 5 places just around the world, because of any place that's serving Asian type of food would serve this. Especially if we go to the Paki Indian restaurant or fusion of the steps. It is the national dessert of India. It's also a common in nations with substantial populations of people with South Asian heritage, such as Mauritius, Fiji, Gulf states, the Malay Peninsula. The Malay Peninsula? The Malay Peninsula, but it's the. Okay. Great Britain, South Africa, the Caribbean countries, Jamaica, Trinidad, Tobago, Guyana, and Suriname. Suriname. I can't pronounce that right. It is made mainly from milk solids, traditionally from koya, which is milk reduced in consistency of a soft dough. Modern recipes calls for dried or powdered milk instead of koya. It is often garnished with dried nuts such as almonds and cashews to enhance flavor. So, garnish. So another form of, spicy sprinkling things is garnish. So interesting. But yeah, so garnish with cashews would mean putting as on top, like I would put whipped cream on a dessert like apple pie. Wouldn't that be me garnishing it with whipped cream? Now, the preparation. In the Indian subcontinent, milk and cheese solids are prepared by heating milk over a low flame for a long time until the water content have evaporated and only the milk solids remain. These milk solids, known as koya, are kneaded into a dough with a large amount of flour, mara. There's many a gulab jamun mixtures on the market which are blended with water/milk to make them dough. The dough is then shaped into small balls and deep fried in oil or ghee, clarified butter, at a low temperature of about 148 Celsius, 298 Fahrenheit, until they get familiar golden brown color. If the balls are cooked quickly, they will be raw on the inside. The fried balls are then soaked in a light sugar syrup flavored with green cardamom and rose water, kiwa, and saffron. Hot gulab jamun is often served with vanilla ice cream or coffee. Now, looking at all these and places, man, it shows its spice. Now, should I go through all the wiki or just some of it? Because I really want to just, bounce around which way. Like rose water. Rose water is a flavored water made by steeping rose petals in water. It is the hydrosyl portion of the distillate of rose petals, a byproduct of the production of rose oil for use in perfume. Rose water is also used to flavor food as a component in some cosmetic and medical preparations and for religious purposes throughout Asia and Europe. Rose syrup, not to be confused with rose hip syrup, is a syrup made from rose water with sugar added. Gulkin in South Asia is a syrupy mashed rose mixture. Central Iran is home to the annual Golab festival each spring. Thousands of tourists visit the area to celebrate the rose harvest for the production of Golab. Iran accounts for 90% of the world's population. World production of rose water. Damn. So, it's a thing that is part of making jamun desserts, and most of the water come from Iran. But then again, it reminds me of how avocado is usually harvested around the area of Mexico and shipped around everywhere that serves Mexican food, like in the United States, Canada, all around Central to South America, and tries to go into Europe, Africa, Asia, even though they really can't. And it has to do with logistics and when it comes to how expensive it does. I mean, Mexican food, other than going and staying where Mexico is very close to, like the west of the US, it's very hard to get really good Mexican food. Like, if you're in Europe or like Japan, South Korea, it's like they have some Mexican restaurants, but not that great. And it has to do with not them getting ingredients. So with rose water, I take it, but just because it's water that most likely people drink by itself, added to other things like oil, probably people really do drink it. But I take it that since, well, it is only 90%, it's not everything. So people do enjoy it, depending on what they drink. But I take it there's just so many things to drink, so if you don't drink rose water, and there's other substitutes, especially how many foods India has. So history. Some ancient time roses have been used medically, nutritionally, and as a source of perfume. Rose perfumes are made from rose oil, also called attar of roses, which is a mixture of volite essential oils obtained by steam distilling the crushed petals of roses. Rose water is byproduct of this process, the cultivation of various fragrant flowers for obtaining perfumes, including rose water, may be originated in Persia, where it was known as gulab, from guld, flower, and ub, water. Gulab is just flower water. Strange, but interesting. The term was adopted into medieval Greek as solepin. The process of creating rose water through steam distillation was refined by Persian chemists in the medieval Islamic world, which led to more efficient and economic uses for perfumery industries. Uses. Food. Rose water is sometimes added to lemonade. It is often added to water to mask unpleasant odors and flavors, similar to mint. You could also say cilantro too, but like lemon, lime, the drinks. In South Asian cuisine, rose water is a common ingredient of sweets such as laddu, gulab jamun, and peta. Peta. Oh shoot. Okay, let's see. Peta is a sweet dish hailing from the Indian subcontinent. It is originated from Mahara, Uttar Pradesh, India. Usually prepared as a thick, savvy, soft. Come on, where is it? Okay, I'm already 3 articles in. Let me just go through here. Go trace back. Alright, thick, semi-soft pieces into main ingredients: sequoia, sugar, traditional flavorings, including cardamom. So looking at it, yeah, I could say I haven't ate it. I ate something very similar, but not these. So, and yeah, laddu, I saw that. So this would be the ball type of taste. So anything that's like finger type of food. It also is used to flavor milk, lassi, rice pudding, and other dairy dishes. So lassi is the original name of buttermilk, the traditional diet yogurt-based drink in the Indian subcontinent. Alrighty, now let's skim through it. Cosmetics. The medieval world, rose water was used to wash hands at a meal table during festivals. Rose water is usually a component of perfume. Yep. Cold creams. And definitely used in weddings. Now, religion. Rose water is used to the religious ceremonies of Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, in the Eastern Orthodox Church, in Zoroastrianism, and Baha'i. So, the East Orthodox Church is the second largest Christian church. Yeah, it operates a community governed by the bishops and heralds. So, in general, like in Russia, since, most likely that's where the church is. Let me actually quickly browse through here. Turkey. So, my bad. And damn, there's a lot of things about it. But yeah, it is not in Russia. It's actually in Turkey, specifically Istanbul, so capital of Turkey. Now, composition, depending on the origin and manufacturing method, rose water is obtained from the petals of Rosa Damaka. Okay. Images of the harvesting of it. You just get rose water or store it and bottle it, so it doesn't people can drink it in just a regular water bottle. I guess that if you go to just a store, big grocery store that sells a bunch of Asian products, you'll find it. So yeah, you have all these here, preparation origins. Now let's kind of go to consumption and customs. Gulab Jamun is a dessert often eaten as festivals, birthdays, or major celebrations such as marriages, the Muslim celebrations of Eid ul-Fitr or Eid al-Adha, and the Hindu festivals of Diwali, the Indian festival of light, and Ganesh Chaturthi, the coming of Lord Krishna. There are various types of Gulab Jamun, and every variety has a distinct taste and appearance. So, Gulab Jamun in glass, Jamun in almond pieces, chestnut syrup, yeah, pretty much here. Served with saffron, with what? Huh. These look, I don't know, for some reason these look like horseradish to me on top. But yeah, 2 pieces and mini. How much here? Now variants. Oh, let's look at that. Gulab Jamun has a brownish red color because of the sugar content in the milk powder. Khoya and other types of Gulab Jamun sugar is added in the batter, and after frying, the sugar caramelization gives it its dark, almost black color, which is then called Gulab Jamun or Black Jamun. The sugar syrup may be replaced with slightly diluted maple syrup for a Gulab Jamun. Homemade Gulab Jamun is usually made up of khoya, a pitch of all-purpose flour, refined wheat flour, all-purpose flour, refined wheat flour optional, baking powder, and qualified butter, ghee. Or ghee? It's not ghee. Milk needed to form a dough, molded into balls, deep fried, and dropped into simmering sugar syrup. And Pantua is similar to Gulab Jamun and could be called a Bengali variant of that dish. Ladikini, a variation of Pantua, is another variant of Gulab Jamun. It is said to have been invented by Bhim Chandra Nag in the occasion of a visit by Lady Canning, the wife of Charles Canning, the Governor General of India during 1856 through 62. So a similar Bengali dish made from chickpea flour called panta, along with a variant of Gulab Jamun called Kala Jamun. So yeah, you pretty much have all this coming from different places in India. Now Bangladesh. In Bangladesh, pantau is available almost everywhere throughout the country, which can be referred to a Bengali variation of gulab jamun. Also, there are two kinds of jamuns that are famous. There are gulab jam and kalo jam. And that's pretty much it. So, see also to Rascola, Mania, I can't pronounce that. Donut holes, I know that. List of desserts. And Puff Puff. So let's look at donut. Donut holes are small, bite-sized donuts that were traditionally made from the dough taken from the center of ring donuts. Before long, donut sellers saw the opportunity to market holes as a novelty, and main chains offered their own variations, some with their own brand name, such as Munchkins from Dunkin' Donuts and Timbits from Tim Hortons. Okay, so that's just donut holes. Because what? I guess this will be considered like a donut. That's why it's not just a dessert. It is confectionery. Now, what the hell is a confectionery? I probably could look at sweet confectionery, but anyway. A confectionery shop, a confectionery. Okay. So let's see what does this find too. Sweets. I take it I gotta look through history. First known as confectionery in 1599. Alrighty. Now, I already went to Merriam-Webster. Let's go to Wiki, the place we originally saw. That's not hyperlink, even though it has this wiki. The hell? So confectionery is the art or making confections, which are food items that are rich in sugar and carbohydrates. Oh, so when it comes to, let's say, an edible figure for a wedding cake, it's confectionery, because even though people can eat it, and I remember when I was young, I would eat them because I was told that you can't eat anything from the cake. And eating it was not that great. I mean, it was edible to an extent, but chewing it feels like my teeth were in pain. Because damn. I figured it's not properly made to be eaten like any other food, like the actual cake, the decoration. But exact definitions are difficult. In general, however, confectionery is divided into two broad and somewhat overlapping categories: bakers' confectioneries and sugar confections. The complication of confectionery encompasses the categories of cooking performed by both the French patisserie pastry chef and the confessor sugar worker. So there's a whole history related to that and desserts, and you know what? I actually want to look at this. Because damn, I can guess that there's a lot of things I would really like to learn. Even though it's just food related. But hey, that's part of culture, bro. It is great to look through what other foods there are, but I will put this in the side for now because I have other things I want to look through here. Because looking at the process and stuff and knowing that it's definitely made of rose water, there's also other things like sugar syrup. So the fried balls are soaked in a light sugar syrup flavor with the green calamari and rose petal. So let's look at all these things because I am interested in this dessert because of it being doused through a syrup, and it looking like that's what makes the flavor. Because really, it would be similar to eating like a dough sliced bread that's not sliced into a loaf of bread. It's just a dough bread. Because without the syrup, it's probably just that, just plain old bread, plain old wheat. So I do want to look more on how it's made. So sometimes cardamom represents a spice made from the seeds of several plants of the general Vata and Armenia in the family. Okay, so it's showing just the history of it, native to Indian subcontinent and Indonesia. But it looks like there's a lot to go over. But anywho, next time I'll go back to these. So anywho, aloha.